I'm Sara Sach, and it's Friday, so that means it's Friday Fun with Sara. And I've got a really fun and easy and quick little pattern for us to do today. We're going to make some super simple and cute little basket egg cozies. Now these will fit your regular size Easter eggs. They'll also fit your plastic ones and your big plastic ones, because the plastic ones that are big can stand up. And of course, the regular size eggs or plastic eggs that are this size, or even those chocolate eggs, they'll go right inside those little cozies. And these are perfect for little gifts for, say, Girl Scout troops or Boy Scout troops, classrooms, Sunday school classes, groups, whatever you got going on. These are great gifts, and they're fun to have around the house. You have a guest come over that has a couple of kids with them. Maybe they're getting antsy and don't want to be there. Give them one of these, and instead of filling it with an egg, have some ready to go with some little fun-sized candies, and that'll keep them busy for a minute or two. Well, these are super fun and super easy. Now you can find that free crochet pattern on my blog, and that blog link is down in the notes underneath this video. All right, let's find out what we need to make some. The little basket egg cozies measure about 3 by 4 inches, so they're very small. So it takes a little tiny bit of yarn, just a small amount. You'll need a main color, and then you'll need a color for your flower. I'm going to make my main color today this pretty purple. I'm going to make my flower out of this bright pink. Like I said, it just takes a small amount, and all the yarns that I'm using today are medium weight number 4 yarns. These are all acrylic. Some are Super Saver, some are I Love This Yarn. I think this green one is Craft Smart from Michaels. So any medium weight number 4 acrylic yarns. And yes, you can use cotton or other fibers as long as it's a medium weight number 4 yarn. And again, you need a main color and then a color for your flowers. And you don't have to add the flower if you don't want to. I just think it adds a nice little touch. The other thing you're going to need is a decorative button. Ladybug, little chicky duck, and an Easter egg. And I've got some other choices here. You can add any kind of button that you want. It's fun to add flowers because you never know who's going to get them. But it's also nice to have some other choices like Easter eggs, little duckies, and things like that, because you never know if you're going to be giving it to a boy or a girl. Fill it with candy. They probably won't even care what button or color the little Easter egg cozy is. Now, as far as eggs, you can use your basic size this is a real Easter egg that I dyed in this mottled yellow. They fit just fine down inside. Or if you pick up those plastic eggs, there's 2 sizes of plastic eggs. There's a smaller one and then there's this larger one. The smaller one fits like this, and then the larger one will fit standing up. And I really like these larger ones because you can put goodies inside. You don't have to worry about dyeing any eggs that way or having any boiled eggs on hand. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do. If I were giving these to a class or a group of people, I would probably use the big plastic egg and fill them with treats. And of course, we're going to be stitching with our H hook today, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. And then of course you need a needle and your scissors. All right, we're going to make our little basket first. So we'll start with our slip knot. We'll chain 5. We'll join the chain 5 into a circle. Snug that down and tie that stay knot. And if you would prefer to use the magic circle or another method here, you certainly can. We're going to go in that chain 5 circle, pull up a loop, and chain 3. This chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And now we're going to stitch 9 double crochets in this chain 5 loop. And you'll notice that as I stitch these, I'm stitching over that tail of yarn. That way I can easily close that circle. We don't want a hole in the bottom of our little basket egg cozy. All right, let's see how many I've stitched. Our chain 3 counts as 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 double crochets. We're going to join to the top of that chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now before I do the next rows, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to gently pull on that string, grab my needle, and weave this in. This will close up the hole in the center, and I've already weaved the end in so I don't have to worry about it later. All right. Clip that. And now row 1 is complete. 10 double crochets, join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. All right, let's do row 2. We're going to stitch 1 double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. And then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in each of those double crochets around. 2 double crochets in each of those 10 double crochets all the way around. Then we'll join back to our chain 3. I stitched 2 double crochets in each of my double crochets around, so I have 20 double crochets. I'm going to join to the chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now for row 3, we're only going to place 1 double crochet in each double crochet around. So we won't place one in the same stitch as our chain 3. We'll go to the next stitch and stitch 1 double crochet. There we go. 1 double crochet in each of those 20 double crochets around. One double crochet in each double crochet around. Then we'll join back to our chain 3. 1 double crochet in each of those 20, so I have 20 double crochets. We're going to join to the chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. And now we're just going to repeat what we did on the previous row. Only we're going to take our basket and flip it out like this. All right? Because this is the outside of our basket and this is the inside. So we'll stitch 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets around, just like we did on row 3. One double crochet in each stitch around, and then join back to our chain 3. One double crochet in each of our 20 double crochets around. We'll join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. And now we're going to do one more row of just 1 double crochet in each of those stitches, working all the way around our row. So We're just repeating row 3 again and stitching 1 double crochet in each of those 20 double crochets and join back to our chain 3. I stitched 1 double crochet in each of my 20 double crochets around again. I joined to my chain 3, only this time we're only going to chain 1, and we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets around. So 1 single crochet in each of those 20 double crochets, working all the way around the top of our little Easter cozy basket. Then we'll join back to our first single crochet and add our handle. I single crocheted in each of those double crochets around. I'm going to join to my first single crochet with a slip stitch, and now I'm going to chain 20 chains. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I've chained 20 chains, and if you want your handle to be longer or shorter, you can do more or less chains. Now we're going to count over 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch in that next stitch and chain 1, and we're going to turn, and we're going to slip stitch in those 20 chains of the handle. We'll place 1 slip stitch in each of those chains. This will make our handle just a little bit more sturdy, especially if you put some heavy goodies in there. You don't want your handle to stretch out too much. So we're just going to slip stitch in each of those 20 chains till we get back to the other side of the handle. I have slip stitched back up that handle, and now I'm going to join to the next stitch with a slip stitch. Tie that off, and I'm going to go in that next loop and pull that loop to the inside and then tie that off. That makes a nice looking edge of our basket. Alright, so now I just need to take my needle and weave this end in, and then I'm going to show you how to make that cute little spring flower. Now we're going to make that cute little spring flower. So we'll start with our slip knot and chain 2. In the second chain, we're going to stitch 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, get that yarn out of the way there, 4, and 5. We'll join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch, and then we'll chain 5. We'll slip stitch in the next single crochet and chain 5. Slip stitch in the next single crochet and chain 5. Slip stitch in the next single crochet and chain 5. We'll do that again. And then we'll slip stitch back in that first single crochet. So we have 5 petals of chain 5. We're going to cut our yarn, but we're going to leave ourselves a long amount so that we can sew that onto our little basket cozy. All right, so we'll just go ahead and tie that off. We'll turn this over, and the first thing we'll do is weave in that center tail of yarn, making sure we close up the hole in the center of our flower. There we go. I want it to look nice and neat and pretty. There we go. All right, and now what I do is this piece is the piece I want to use to sew it on to my cozy. All right, so I've got a button all picked out here, and here is my little egg cozy. So I'll take the tail of yarn and I'll thread it onto my needle and decide where I want it. Now, I like to put it on the front. A lot of people like to put them on the side. I just like putting them on the front. That way when you hang it up, it looks pretty. All right, so we're going to center this, and I like the flower to stick up a little over the edge, but of course you can do it however that you want to. So I'm going to put my needle to the back, and I'm going to come right up in that center. And I'm not going to sew my petals down. I'm just going to go around the edge of that center of my flower. Make 4 or 5 stitches so it looks nice. My flower's on there securely, my petals are sticking up, and then I'll take my button there we go, and I want to look at the back because the shank on this one goes sideways. Some of them go the other way, and then some of them you're going to go up and down through. So you need to pay attention to that when you add your button so that it lays nice. Alrighty. And I'm going to sew a few stitches because if I give these to kiddos, I want them to be able to play with them a little bit, not worry about the button coming off. And that's why we need to have that long tail of yarn when we make our flower, so that we have plenty of yarn to sew the flower and the button in place. All right, so I think it's on there nice and secure. So I'm just going to weave this in the back. Just a few times, making sure that's going to stay put. And then I'll just clip that off. And so now I have a beautiful bright pink flower on my purple egg cozy. And so here's another yellow egg I can stick in there. And this one's ready to be given away or used as a decoration. So here's the 4 egg cozies that I made. Again, they measure about 3 by 4 inches, and so they'll fit the regular old Easter eggs, the plastic Easter eggs, and the bigger Easter eggs as well. So there's lots of options there, and it's a lot of fun just to get in your yarn stash and come up with some really fun colors, have them ready for your grandkids, your kids, your friends, and whatever groups that you like to give gifts to. So aren't these just the cutest thing? You can personalize them with buttons, and you don't have to add the flowers. You can put something else on there if you want to. It's up to you, and also what colors you've got in your yarn stash. Get in there and come up with some cute and simple egg cozies. I'll see you next Friday for a really fun Friday Fun with Sara.